Hi last watchers, it would appear that my recent Mission Moonswatch reviews caught the attention of Adelaide based Artem. They contacted the channel and asked if I'd like to try some of their sailcloth straps on a Moonswatch. Their timing couldn't have been more perfect, as I am now the careful owner of a mission to the moon, and the lunar strap is awful. I asked Artem to send me a selection of straps that they thought would complement the Bioceramic Speedy. When their package arrived a week later, all the way from Australia, I was somewhat surprised by their generosity. What turned up was a collection of extremely well packaged NATO and sailcloth straps with a plethora of different fitting options to accommodate every wrist. Each strap came in its own fairly basic individual cardboard sleeve, though the sailcloths came with an additional protective weather sealed bag that made unpacking a bit of a chore. It was worth the extra effort. Artem are a relatively new watch strap manufacturer, with the duo behind the brand happy for their straps to take centre stage. This philosophy is apparent with their subtle and minimalistic branding, as the Artem name only appears on the cardboard sleeves within the entirety of their packaging provided. The only other text is a hidden Latin phrase on the inside lip of the sleeve that reads Ars est celar Artem, which translates as "It is art to conceal art," or more loosely, true art conceals the means by which it is achieved. That may become more clear during the review. As I have several straps to try on the Moonswatch, it seems quite fitting, no pun intended, to start with a trio of NATOs. The Artem NATOs are the most affordable straps from the brand, but they are by no means cheap at $63 or £52, and that's without spring bars. The nylon straps come in two widths, 20 and 22mm, which they cleverly advertise as 19 or 20 or 21 to 22mm. As someone who has managed to squeeze a 20mm NATO between 18mm lugs, then I think it's a reasonable marketing strategy. For your reference, all the straps I have to show you today are 20mm wide. Not including the hardware, the NATOs measure between 305 to 310mm in length and 1.2mm thick. They have a silky sheen that you would associate with your standard seatbelt. The hardware is polished stainless steel for the tang and buckle and all three keepers. The keeper directly below the watch is inscribed with a brand name, Artem, whereas the buckle has a rather abstract etched design which could be perceived as a kite or an ever-present eye keeping watch over the strap. Did you see what I did there? In any case, I'm not allowed to tell you what the design represents, but working that out for yourself shouldn't be too difficult. The retaining keeper for the end of the strap is free floating, which may help to get a better fit on the wrist. Let's kick off with the grey and see how it fares. The grey NATO has a noticeable weave and a heavy stitch for the fixed keepers. A much finer stitch runs along its edge to prevent fraying. There are 14 punched holes, which I'm guessing have been heat sealed. That should allow the strap to accommodate anything from a 6.5 to well over a 9-inch wrist, if there is such a thing. I take nothing for granted, so I measured the strap width and it comes in at 20.1mm wide. The grey NATO is exactly that, grey, and although the colour scheme may be a perfect match, it doesn't bring anything to the Moonswatch. Its length is very accommodating, with my 7-inch wrist lying pretty much in the middle of the available strap holes, proving that all of Artem's NATOs will fit any size wrist. The floating keeper serves little to no purpose in this traditional setup, and I'm not a fan of its added bulk and distance between the wrist and watch. The black NATO is noticeably slimmer at 19.5mm wide. It would seem to have a thinner weave and is softer and more flexible to the touch. The silky black adds some much needed contrast against the swatch grey case and ties in perfectly with the speedy dial. Its flexibility makes for a much better fit, as it brings the watch closer to the wrist. The tuck under tail is less pronounced. The polished metalwork seems more vibrant. This pairing may well be a winner. The black, grey and beige stripes of the NTTD strap is a bit more adventurous compared to the previous safe grey or black options. I have to hold my hand up here. I had absolutely no idea what NTTD stood for and kicked myself when the penny dropped. This is Artem's take on the NATO strap as seen on the 007 Seamaster in the final Bond movie No Time to Die. Spoiler alert, I still can't believe they killed off Bond. How the hell does he come back from that? The NTTD NATO should be very much at home on the Omega branded Moonswatch. And out of the three NATOs on display, it's the best of the bunch, with its tricolour scheme working well with the grey case, black dial and 4 patina loom. I can see this working well on both the Mission to Saturn and Jupiter. I also decided to make use of the floating keeper and not to tuck the tail of the strap under and out of sight but over and in view, which gives the top fold a neater look. How do you wear your NATOs? The next strap to adorn the swatch is the classic navy blue sailcloth with white stitching. Like all of Artem's sailcloths, it has a thick interior padding but is flexible straight out the packet, and it's available in 19, 20, 21 and 22mm widths. This 20mm tapers to 18mm at the tail. The reverse has a leather backing coated with a layer of natural rubber to help with the strap's waterproofing. It's Artem's most affordable sailcloth, priced at $85 or £69, and comes as standard with spring bars, 2 keepers and a stainless steel tang and buckle. The buckle is predominantly brushed with a polished chamfered edge and finished with the Artem logo. All of today's sailcloths have been supplied with bolt action spring bars, which are ideal for a quick swap but will add $13 or £11 to your purchase. The Classic is very much a traditional strap, and although its tail ends may be flexible, in this configuration the padding is just too substantial for such a lightweight watch and launches the Speedy Wannabe well off the wrist. The blue and white is an attractive option that may be better suited to the mission to Neptune once it's worn in. The strap comes in 3 different sizes: extra small, extra large, and the standard 190mm being ideal for the average 7-inch wrist. The classic black sailcloth with black stitching will be a safe bet for many. It starts again at $85 or £69. Unlike the classic blue, it's been fitted with a Richard Mille style butterfly clasp, a relatively slim all stainless steel leaf spring mechanism that has both brushed and polished surfaces, all hidden beneath the sailcloth and brushed buckle. If the penny hasn't dropped yet, the classic sailcloth strap is a modular affair. Adding the RM deployant will cost a further $73 or £59, bringing the total cost of this combination to $171 or £139. That's getting a bit pricey, but it still comes with the 2 keepers and the standard tang and buckle, which will give you 2 options when it comes to wearing your strap. Like the blue, the classic black is an attractive strap, but it also pushes the lightweight Moonswatch off the wrist. The RM butterfly deployant is a breeze to use, and it's practically invisible on the wrist. I'm reminded of that Latin phrase, ars est celar artem. It is art to conceal art. Now I see it may refer to Artem's use of deployants. The polished buckle is not overly large, but the floating end keeper looks slightly out of proportion. The next 2 strap combinations are near identical, as they only differ in colour, one being the Loopless black sailcloth with grey stitching, and the other the Loopless black sailcloth with white stitching. Each of these combos will cost you $214 or £173, fitted with the stainless steel double push button release deployant clasp, or you can go all out and pay $10 more for the black PVD variant. In for a penny, in for a pound. The Loopless design, as its name suggests, does away with the need for keepers, as the 18mm tapered tail of the strap is tucked into a channel of the brushed and polished stainless steel deployant, which is then neatly hidden by the clasp when closed. It's a much cleaner look, borrowed from the Omega Speedmaster Snoopy, A design that puts less strain and therefore less wear on the strap provided, if you can live with the extra thickness compared to the previous RM deployant. Artem have added a soft silicone strip on the face of the strap, again to reduce wear on the strap holes, which I don't think is needed on this combination as the holding pin of the deployant is fitted to the rear of the strap. The silicone strip would be much more suited to your standard tang and buckle. Fitting the tail into the hidden channel will require some strong pinching of these strap sides. It's something you will only need to do once. The 200mm loopless sailcloth is an absolute doddle to secure, with the deployant giving a reassuring click as it snaps closed. And although there is a bit more bulk under the wrist with this hidden strap, this configuration seems to pull the watch closer to the wrist on top. Magically, it has a much more comfortable fit than the previous straps, and yet they are fundamentally the same. To prove my point, how many of you even noticed that I installed this strap the wrong way round? If you do have issues with the deployants not closing, make sure the holding pin is properly seated. It would appear that without even trying, I've saved the best for last. Not only is the black sailcloth the most comfortable on wrist, but the grey stitching subtly marries it to the mission to the moon. In my eyes, it is by far the best pairing and will replace that god-awful Velcro swatch monstrosity. You can let me know whether you agree or prefer one of the previous options in the comments below. The Artem Straps are a premium product at a premium price that may well be wasted on the Moonswatch. I'm only sorry that I don't have a Speedmaster to show them off. Let's pick through a few affordable options in my collection and see if we can find a home for some of the remaining straps. The classic navy blue sailcloth was inspired by the Blancpain 50 Fathoms, so it seems quite appropriate to pair it with the 1926 from About Vintage. The 1926 is a Blancpain inspired modern dive watch, and this blue variant was crying out for a quality strap. The sailcloth is pretty close to a perfect match. I wonder if Artem would consider making a sailcloth with an off-white or cream stitch. The loopless black sailcloth brings a touch of class to the Saab 065, the original Seiko Cocktail Time. Its no-fuss deployant adds to the elegance, helped by the unobtrusive Artem logo that doesn't detract from whatever brand of watch it's worn on. The white stitching complements the Seiko dial and proves that sailcloths can be just as much at home on a dress watch as they are on a tool watch. I don't have a No Time to Die Seamaster or even a Speedmaster Snoopy, so just for fun I thought I'd try the NTD NATO on the Timex Marlin Snoopy. I'm not sure if the little fella is a fan, but I think we just about get away with it. Come on Snoopy, don't be so serious. Many thanks to Artem for sending me their bundle of watch straps. As they were sent to me free of charge, I thought I'd share the joy and give away the remaining straps to one of you lucky viewers. All I ask is that you subscribe to the channel, like this video and leave a comment to enter the draw. I'll announce a winner in a future review. The Artem sailcloths might be considered an extravagant purchase for the Moonswatch, but they are keenly priced when compared to luxury brands and could be a worthy alternative for that watch on your wrist. I'll add a link to the Artem website in the video description below. Share your thoughts on the Artem straps and give some feedback if you're a customer. Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.